Hello. Today we'll be taking a look at Print Manager Plus's release station. The release station can be set up with the premium edition and standard edition of Print Manager Plus. The premium edition adds on payment systems through credit card authentication companies like Authorize.net, PayPal, CyberSource, etc. And the standard edition is just a web-based release station. So we'll be looking at all the features for the standard and premium editions. The release station can be set up on an individual print queue, or you could set it up on all your print queues. Essentially what happens when someone prints a job, it first sends a job to the print queue, and the job itself is actually paused in the print queue. The print queue is still open, but just that job for that queue is paused. And the user would then be directed towards our web portal, where he could then release his own print job. If you had a terminal at the actual printer where he could walk up, open the browser, log in, see his print job, click release, and his job would print at that printer at that time. You could also set it up where they're not allowed to release their own job. In that case, you may have a cashier there who would collect funds for the print job, or also they could use our online payment system that's built into the web portal, which we'll be going over in a minute here. Now on here, we've selected hold all jobs for the web. You can also send a pop-up message to the user, alerting him that his job has been paused and he needs to go and release it or pay for it. You can also put job metrics into this pop-up message. Obviously, if he doesn't release the job, you can purge jobs that are older than so many minutes, hours, and days. And here you could say allow the end user to release their own job or not allow it. You can also have web printing on, and this release station also applies to all web printing. So let's print a job, and then we'll go look at the web portal and see what happens with the pop-up. So we've set that queue up. We're going to go ahead and print this document. And the document prints, and the user would get a pop-up. And here's a standard pop-up held for web release. Your job will be held for release within the Print Manager Plus web portal. They can actually click this web login down here, and it will actually open up their default browser and go straight to the release station. So they click OK, they got the message. In our case, in this case, I already have the web portal open here. And we'll go over to release. And here you'll see the job is ready to be released or deleted. Okay, so let's take a look at the print queue. And in the print queue, like I said before, the job itself is paused. The print queue is not paused. And here you'll see the job in here. It is paused. And what we'll do is we'll release it, and you can see how that works. So release, and the job is then sent to the printer. In this case, I do have the queue paused on purpose, so we're not wasting paper. Okay, so let's go and change some settings, and we'll print based off of a payment system, or if you're collecting cash. So we'll go back over here. We'll go to Web Portal Options. And here you can say Allow End Users to Release Jobs, but we'll turn that off now. I am logged in as the administrator, so I would be able to see all of the print jobs that are there for all users that are printing and paused in the queue. And I can then, of course, release those jobs. So if we go to Settings in the Web Portal, and in here you can basically set up different settings that would apply to the release station. Here you could direct users to be able to use a release station or not. And also you could have a default landing page for the release station here. So when they log in, they would go straight to that release station. And then here you can prompt users to end session after submitting a print job, which is part of the release station. And then we'll go into payment settings. Here you could actually set your payment settings. We do PayPal Payments Pro, PayPal PayFlow Pro, Authorize.net, and CyberSource. If we select one of these, like Authorize.net, you'd be told to put in what data you would need. Here I'm going to just put in some garble. And then down here, you can allow users to buy additional balance under the Balances tab, which is right here. Or you could allow users to pay for printing on the fly. So you can have them just add a balance. So they could go in, you could do a minimum amount and say it's $5. So they could do no less than a $5 transaction. Or you could do a pay for printing on the fly. So they print their job, they walk up, and they would have to pay for it right there through a shopping cart. So we'll just leave that on. We'll save these changes. And now we'll give you an idea of how this works. So we'll go over here and we'll print this document again. And we'll get our pop-up. We'll go over to the release station. And you'll notice now that we have our job that's in here. The job is, again, paused right here in the queue. And you'll notice we have a shopping cart now because we did turn on pay for print. So they could select that. You'll notice up here that it's been added to the shopping cart. They could click the shopping cart, check out with a credit card, fill in their pertinent credit card info. Once this is approved, they could be emailed a receipt, and then the job would be released under this release station here. So there's your payment system. And this, of course, applies to cash as well. So you don't have to turn on a credit card. It could be released by a cashier who accepts just monetary funds in some way. Under balances here, you could select a user, and this could be done through a cashier, or the user could do it himself. So we'll go into Betty Long. You'd give them a paid balance. They could go in here and add $10 to their account, and they could purchase that credit. Again, you'll notice the shopping cart's there, and they could check out via the shopping cart. So there's many avenues to using the web-based release station. What's nice about it is web-based, and it can be accessed through any browser, any mobile device, just by logging into our web portal with using your Active Directory username and password, or even on a work group, just using regular username and passwords that's been added to Print Manager Plus. And that's the release station. Thank you for your time.